Sasha Banks reacts to Samurai Del Sol's AEW Dynamite debut. Paul Heyman finally breaks his silence on Brock Lesnar's suspension, and Becky Lynch wants to reunite with Seth Rollins for a feud against WWE Hall of Famers. What's up, everyone? I'm Jose G, and there's a lot to talk about in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling WWE News Roundup. Never miss brand new content by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Sasha Banks reacts to Samurai Del Sol's AEW Dynamite debut. Samurai Del Sol, formerly known as Kalisto in WWE, debuted on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. He teamed up with Aerostar to face off against the AAA Tag Team Champions, FTR. Before AEW Dynamite, Sasha Banks reacted to former WWE United States Champion Samurai Del Sol debut for the promotion. Since then, she has made additional comments following the latter's debut match. While the former women's champion didn't say much, but showed clear support for her former colleague in his new venture with All Elite Wrestling. Banks' tweet showed a picture of what appeared to be her and Del Sol working out between the ropes together inside a local gym. The duo has a well-documented friendship dating back to their time in NXT. It's well known that Sasha Banks does not care about referencing or even interacting with wrestlers from other promotions, especially AEW. Banks is not afraid that her shoutouts to old friends on social media would cause her any trouble with WWE officials. Following the WWE draft, Sasha Banks remained on the blue brand only to be joined by Charlotte Flair. In the infamous title swap segment, Flair swapped out her Raw Women's Championship with Becky Lynch's SmackDown Women's title. Sasha Banks quickly entered the Queen's Open Challenge on last week's Friday Night SmackDown. However, the multi-time women's champion refused to face Banks and instead accepted a challenge from recent NXT call-up Shotzi Blackheart. While the latter was able to push Flair to her limit, she would ultimately lose following an accidental distraction from Sasha Banks. Shotzi then attacked the boss. Many are citing WWE completed a double turn, making Banks a face and the ballsy badass a heel. The move makes sense as Banks was just portrayed as a heel in a recent feud with Bianca Belair. It remains to be seen who ultimately becomes Banks' next opponent. Former WWE Star Lana reveals why she changed her look. Former WWE superstar Lana has spilt the beans on why she recently changed her look. A short while ago, Lana made a drastic change to her look and dyed her hair black. The former WWE star posted the photos on her Instagram stories and left fans wondering as to why she changed her look. In one of her pictures, she asked fans to guess what her next audition is for. Lana has finally revealed the reason behind changing her look in her latest Instagram post. The former Raw superstar asked fans if she should keep the black hair and added that she had to change her hair color for her upcoming movie project called Trailblazers, where she will be playing a character named Two Bros. Lana seemingly has several acting gigs lined up. Her upcoming project Trailblazers is a Western fantasy feature set in a post-apocalyptic world. No release date has been announced yet. Paul Heyman finally breaks his silence on Brock Lesnar's suspension. Paul Heyman is surprised that Brock Lesnar was brought back by WWE only to get suspended. Brock Lesnar destroyed everyone in his path on SmackDown following his Universal title loss to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Lesnar beat up Reigns, the Usos, a bunch of other WWE superstars, and several backstage personnel as well. Adam Pearce also faced the wrath of the Beast incarnate and was put down by Lesnar with 2 devastating F5s. Lesnar was suspended and fined $1 million following the attack. Paul Heyman made an appearance on this week's edition of WWE's The Bump. The special counsel to the tribal chief had an interesting reaction to Brock Lesnar's suspension and made it known that it took him by surprise, saying, quote, "I am not paid by Brock Lesnar. I'm not concerned that Brock Lesnar can afford the $1 million. My concern is for SmackDown, from whose ass does Brock Lesnar pull that $1 million? It amazes me that WWE went out of its way to create this huge surprise, not only for the WWE Universe, but for your tribal chief Roman Reigns and special counsel Paul Heyman by bringing back Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And then WWE is all surprised when Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. What did everybody expect was going to happen when Brock Lesnar appears on SmackDown? We're gonna have a bunch of smiles and handshakes and kissing a bunch of babies? Come on, he's a beast. That's the box office attraction about Brock Lesnar. So when Brock Lesnar acts like Brock Lesnar, we suspend him and fine him $1 million? "I have no invested interest in Brock Lesnar's business, personal or professional," end quote. Paul Heyman made it clear in his comments that he is not concerned with Brock Lesnar and doesn't have any affiliation with the former Universal Champion. Many fans still believe that Heyman has something up his sleeve and is working with Lesnar behind Roman Reigns' back. Paul Heyman has had a history of betraying his clients. He turned on Brock Lesnar himself back in late 2002 and helped Big Show win the WWE title. In 2013, Heyman turned on CM Punk and later cost him his match with Lesnar at SummerSlam. As for Brock Lesnar, he is currently serving a suspension and there's no telling when he is scheduled to return. Lesnar is still eyeing the Universal title, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see him immediately target Roman Reigns after returning to WWE TV. Becky Lynch wants to reunite with Seth Rollins for a feud against WWE Hall of Famers. Before this year's WWE Crown Jewel event, Becky Lynch was asked if she would support her partner Seth Rollins by feuding with the Hall of Fame duo of Edge and Beth Phoenix. Speaking on Wrestling Inc.'s YouTube channel, the man quite comprehensively stated that she would back Rollins up, help him deal with Edge, and take care of Beth herself. Seth Rollins lost to Edge at Crown Jewel in a Hell in a Cell match. On the same night, Becky Lynch won a triple threat contest against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair to retain the SmackDown Women's title. For months, Rollins has been feuding with Edge, and the former WWE Universal Champion even went as far as invading the Rated R Superstars' home. In the past, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch have teamed up together to feud against Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin. As things stand, Lynch and Rollins are both a part of Monday Night Raw with Edge, hence there is a solid chance of the two couples feuding against one another in the future. WWE Legend is ready to return and manage Otis and Chad Gable. Kurt Angle revealed that he would be willing to return to WWE and become the manager of Otis and Chad Gable. The WWE Hall of Famer put Otis and Chad Gable over as tremendous wrestlers and entertainers and mentioned that he would have cherished the opportunity to be their spokesperson. During the latest episode of The Kurt Angle Show on adfreeshows.com, Kurt Angle said that he was released from WWE before the team was formed and added that he even initially turned down an offer to manage Riddle. Kurt Angle revealed that he was displeased over WWE not having a new look Team Angle featuring Chad Gable and Jason Jordan a few years back. Angle said the company had a golden chance to have an exciting new alliance, but found it odd that Vince McMahon instead chose to make Jason Jordan his kayfabe son. The Olympic gold medalist admitted that he would have had loved to reignite Team Angle with a new set of members, including Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, and Otis. The WWE Hall of Famer would have also liked to have involved former members such as Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. Angle added that the stable could have had a long and fruitful run with WWE's backing and possibly even a big Money Survivor Series match. Kurt Angle will make for a fine manager irrespective of who he gets behind. WWE officials should consider getting the legend back as Alpha Academy's mentor, as Otis and Gable could be a serious threat in the Raw Tag Team division. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling WWE News Roundup. For exclusive content that you never want to miss, you gotta subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash that notification bell so you never miss whenever we drop brand new content. Follow us on all social media and download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.